We just encountered Mr. Douglas, who basically gave us a motel room key, and so we're supposed to at some point head back to the motel room and take a nice little shower because, you know, we're in the desert, so you get kind of sweaty out there, right? And just a few things. I kind of, yeah. So I mean, I've got a page in front of me that basically tells me how to like get the best ending of the game. So like, there's a few things that I need to do. There's a few things I need to do in order to get the good ending, which I will basically get to when the time comes. But at the moment, yeah, I'll just kind of keep playing as if I hadn't read a walkthrough. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just going to stop running around in circles now and actually do something in the game. I think I've got enough bullets. There's an infinite ammo case here, yep. And I think in terms of inventory, I am a-okay. Let's see. Let's get that recovery 1 in there. And Bob's your uncle. Let's get going to the garage. So I guess since the first part of the stream kind of yeah, was kind of a cock-up, like I can kind of spend this part of the stream, the second part of the stream, kind of just restating some of the things I was talking about in the first part of the stream. So let's find out where we're going in the map here. So yeah, we need to get back to the water tower. There are a few things that thankfully I kind of realized also from my playthrough before, which is that like I need to kind of pay more attention, because as far as I know, myself kind of being like an avid watcher of like Let's Plays, is like don't be a noob. Because, you know, yeah, I found out firsthand like that it is kind of a bit more difficult than it seems, like actually having to talk and play a game at the same time. It's rather different when you're just playing it by yourself, and you know, you don't have to focus on saying anything interesting, you know, that kind of thing. But at the same time, don't go overboard to the point where, you know, you're kind of running in circles in the game, not really getting anywhere. So like, make sure you pay attention and respect the game when it needs to be respected. There is a bit of audio mess up, as you could hear there. Like, I'm not really sure what's causing it at the moment. I think it's just probably like a variety of things. So anyway, this is our motel room. We've got a nice little bed here, but Aya's not sleepy yet. There's a TV here, which is a state-of-the-art television for when this game first came out, which is like 1999 or somewhere along those lines. Yeah, and why am I playing this game? Because this game is awesome. You know, like I said in the first part of this playthrough, I love this game, you know. It's one of those kind of hidden gems that not many people talk about or play. More people talk about the first game than they talk about this game, and in my opinion, I've played the second game, the second and the first game. Although I played the second game, this one, first. I just feel that this game has a better atmosphere and is arguably more fun to play, honestly. Like, the first game has kind of like this iconic status, but honestly, I feel that this game has the better atmosphere. Yeah, you know, the major criticism is that it's you know, a Resident Evil clone, basically, with RPG elements. But in all honesty, you know, I feel that it's in my opinion anyway, in my humble opinion, the better of the two games. And so deserves kind of more attention, really. So in the last part of the game, we met Mr. Kyle Madigan and the smooth operator, and basically he disappeared. We decided to join forces because Ira is a trusting soul like that. And we also got a magnet from somewhere, which seems like kind of an innocuous item. But you will see now that it is not so innocuous and that it is actually a key part of something that we need to do here. So let's go ahead and call Mr. Douglas. And also I'll try not to skip text too quickly this time as well. My peg leg's off right now. Just come through the garage around to the trailer. Cool. So, there's a key to our left here, but there is this mesh thing in front of the way. So how do you suppose we get that? Well, we use our seemingly innocuous item that we got from God knows where, and then we can do this. And try to not drop it like that. So there's kind of like a little trick to this, I guess. I am kind of failing miserably here. Let's see, if we do like that, we get the key, the factory key. So that should allow us to hopefully go through here, yeah. And then this door leads back to Mr. Douglas's garage, where we did a very kind of seemingly complex puzzle, but really it was just lift the car, rotate the car, put the car back down, activate the shutters, turn the car back around, and then Bob's your uncle. So we'll go ahead and go to where Mr. Douglas is. Hopefully he's around here. Nope, he's not. This is where we met him the first time. So that's his truck. Whoa. There is something on the roof. These buggers are fucking hard. So let me go ahead and heal. Also, let me go ahead and save status. So I'm actually playing this game on emulator. Because my memory card is full. My virtual memory card is full. So okay, let me shoot this guy before he kills me. These guys will kill you very quickly if you don't shoot them from the air. So where's this other guy? Come on, aim at him. Aim at him. Okay, now that they're on the floor, they're pretty much easy. Just pick them off. Yeah, in the first part of the playthrough, like, I basically got murdered. Like, I managed to basically save state it just before I died. So I actually, you know, got myself out of there, but like, honestly, it's like, yeah, it wasn't very fun, because I died quite a few times. What the fuck? How is this guy evading my shots, man? That ain't cool. There you are. Okay, now you're dead. Okay, so, cool. So anyway, yeah, like, this is my first ever stream. I'm a gamer, you know, I love playing games. You know, and it was kind of finally time I decided to maybe just dabble in this Let's Play streaming thing. Hey, it's a dog. Ah, look at his creepy eyes. So let's not follow the dog. And let's explore around here. So for those of you unfamiliar with this game, it's essentially, yeah, it's very heavily influenced by Resident Evil. So it plays a lot like Resident Evil in that you go around the environment, and outside of battle, which is really the major difference between the two franchises, is that you just mash X and you kind of yes, sense out the environment in that way. So let's actually follow the dog now because there's nothing around here. That's a Dayan. It's jumped. Come in. Yeah. Okay, let's go in to Mr. Douglas's trailer. And immediately we see that he's some kind of black arms dealer. It's good to see my gun collection being put to good use. Who would have guessed? Agent Brea, was it? Just Ira's fine. Okay, Aya. But one of your friends, but there, too fast to read. That'd be Pierce. We made a deal. I'll let you exchange BP for guns. He'll pay me back later, he says. Yeah, I really can't do accents. I was doing like accents in the first playthrough when I was reading them out, and they weren't too bad. But like I'm just a bit today. So cool. Immediately we see that Mr. Douglas is kind of a bit of a perv, or at the very least he's shy. Either one of the two, because when you look at him, he's stroking his gun very calmly. But if you look away, he's stalking you. So cool. That is a sturdy iron box. Let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Douglas. You need something? Show me your guns. And I don't mean the ones on your arms. So we have a semi-automatic handgun with a special loader. Again, I'll just go ahead and explain the mechanics of the game, which I kind of did in the last episode, but again, you know. But in this game, the currency is bounty points, and you get bounty points for defeating enemies, basically. And you use those bounty points to purchase guns, armor, and items as well. So we have our handgun, we have our shotgun, we have our rifle, which is, you know, these two are useful items, useful weapons, I should say. We have some attachments for our rifle, and we have a grenade pistol, which is basically a grenade launcher. So we have more than enough BP to buy one of these guns. Although and these are sorry, those are the that's ammunition, and we have some armor, which armor in this game, aside from, I don't actually know if it, I'm guessing it has something to do with your stats, like the damage that you can prevent taking. But also in this game, you can't take all of your items into battle. So basically you have to, in your armor, there's attachment slots, right? And as you upgrade armor, generally speaking, your armor gets more attachment slots. In those you can put your items that you want to use in battle, right? So we do have some BP to spend, like, and honestly they're only good for buying things, so I guess we could buy something here. I mean, let's just check our items real quick. So we have this assault suit on, which we equipped as soon as we got to the desert. Time for baton. I haven't actually used that yet. I might actually put that away. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attachment slots here. which is generally speaking like enough. Like, if we were to buy another weapon, then it would get kind of a bit more limited. But at the moment, we have enough. So really, it's a toss-up between getting a new gun or getting a new piece of armor. So let's see here. I mean, a rifle is generally a good choice, but I honestly can't remember in this game if you get the items, because you do come across some weapons. In the first part of the game, the Acropolis Tower, you get a submachine gun, but unfortunately you can't take that with you when you get to the desert. So and the thing is, I mean, you have to also purchase ammo. So, you know what? I think I'm going to pass for now. Although I'm also thinking ahead because yeah. So I'm going to try and keep this as spoiler free as possible for any of you who happen to catch this and aren't familiar with the game and want to, you know, kind of go through the story. There is a boss encounter at the end of this where there are some special conditions that contribute towards the good ending of the game, so that's something that I need to take into consideration. So really it's a toss-up between the shotgun and the rifle. The shotgun, I can't remember if it's good or not. That's the thing. Like, it's been a while since I've played this game properly. I did play this a few months ago. Audio glitches there. I did play this a few months ago, where I didn't really get very far. I was playing on my PSP, and yeah, I just didn't get very far. I just got overwhelmed for some reason. I don't know why, or I got distracted by something else. Shotgun, eh? Or the grenade pistol. Which one we use? You know what? I'll leave it for now. I'll see what happens. I'll see how I'm feeling later down the line. This is where we would save. And Mr. Douglas is so kind as to let us use his phone. Hello? Hey, No, don't mention it. Huh? Hal? Something came up and you had to split. When the cat's away, the mice will play. How you doing out there? You may be raking in the BP, but be careful! In caps. Yeah, so my memory card is full. I should have, I guess, deleted some shit, but like, for the moment I'll just stick to save states. Like I mentioned, I am running this on emulator. It's not illegal because I have a copy of the game. How do you get a license for these? Some I got from a friend in that militia group. That's illegal! Talking about illegalness. You wouldn't throw a book at me for my hobby, would you? Of course I wouldn't, Mr. Douglas. Okay, so now that we've talked to Mr. Douglas, let's check the map real quick. So yeah, so really all that is left now. I'm a bit wary actually. Should I buy a gun? I also need to ask him about the shelter, which is where Mr. Madigan, who we met, the PI out of LA, the private investigator out of Los Angeles, is headed, because apparently that's the lead as to where these kind of well, the source of all of these weird transformations, like humans are transforming into these awful monsters called NMCs. Sorry, NMCs, neo-mitochondrian creatures. So let's actually go ahead and buy a gun. For shits and giggles, let's buy the shotgun. Let us buy the shotgun, and then let's buy some ammo also. 50 shots. 30 shots. Cool. I'm not really too bothered about armor rather. The thing about armor is, the thing I'm really kind of concerned about is, really just, let's swap that actually, is really just the attachment capacity really. Aside from that, I don't really care. Because you can dodge things in this game. Cool. Let's now ask Mr. Douglas about the shelter. I heard there was a shelter in the vicinity. A shelter? Right. The one that militia group dug to prepare for nuclear winter. I remember that. It's out in the hills. Is it still in use? Well now. I heard that some big company bought it a few years back. Wait, just now. Did you hear that scream? Because I didn't. It was kind of quiet actually. I didn't hear nothing. I wasn't hearing things. Came from that direction. From the empty house. Probably some tourist. Yeah, the likelihood of that is... This place is deserted, man. Don't trust nobody. He wouldn't even leave me a key. And I'm reliable Mr. Douglas. Oh yeah, of course it'd be in the well. You might be able to get into general store. How does he know that? He'll think to high heaven. Well, I'm kind of grateful that I'm behind the monitor screen then. I'll be fine on my own. Aya's a hardy girl. She's not your girly girl, she's tough as nails. So cool, anyway, let's head off. So we've got to go into the well now. But, as I mentioned in the last... So this dog's name's Flint, Mr. Douglas's dog. As I mentioned in the last playthrough, basically in this game, as you can see on the map, you have red areas and you have white areas, right? And basically the red areas are the areas that you haven't yet explored, and that means that there's monsters there basically, if the area is red. So yeah, it's not necessarily that you haven't explored it, it just means that there's monsters there, right? Speaking of monsters, yeah, and then the white areas are areas that you've cleared, right? And basically, when you go through story events and cutscenes, sometimes the monsters respawn, right? So you always kind of check your map after an important story event or something. And the reason we do this is because the only way to get experience and bounty points is by killing enemies in this game. And you can either play the game, if you're first time playing through it, then you can kind of play it casually. But if you're aiming to kind of do well in the game, then you really want to basically grind as much as possible, because since the enemies only respawn after story events, that means that the number of enemies that you face are limited. So you really have to take every opportunity to kill as many enemies as possible. So you always make sure that you clear the map entirely before you kind of move forward in the story. Come on, Flynn, you can help me out here.